Hi, I'm Chris Kelley, founder of DucatiTech.com and owner of Ca-Cycleworks. Today we're going to talk about installing our new ExactFit coils on this 2003 Ducati Monster 620. Our kit comes with two high voltage coils, silicone spark plug cables, and OEM style spark plug caps. We pitted a few vendors against each other in selecting these wires. They're silicone, just like the NGK race cables. They smell about the same, pretty foul. And the benefit is that compared to other spark plug cables I was shopping, this has 19 10,000 inch conductors in the center of the core. So the other ones would have 10 or 13. So the 7mm cable has more conductors in it than other people's 8mm racing cables. Additionally, there's a braided or woven cloth jacket between the outside and then that inner insulator, and it's all bonded together. These are pretty good cables. They fit to each other or bolt up just like the stock coils do. You've got like what looks like a wood screw inside the coil, and so you're just going to take the spark plug cable and shove it in and thread it on over that screw. Yeah, the first step before you actually install the coils is that you're going to want to put the wires onto the coils themselves. We provide excess cable, so leave that long and until the install is done, and then you cut it back to install the spark plug boot. So you put this end in and you press and you turn. Actually, it helps if you pull the boot out of the way. And then you leave the rest of the length in excess while you're doing the install until you're ready to actually fit the spark plug cap. I'd advise that even above taking the original coils and wires off, and say if you laid them out and then match the length, don't even do that. Put the wires on, have them a little bit longer than you need, and then cut it and install it. Our coils, wires, and spark plug caps are all compatible with the original components. You can use our coil with the stock wire and plug cap. You can use our coil R wire with the stock plug cap. Any of those combinations work. We provide all new components so that there's nothing used or reused in this kit. We stand behind our coils. Our coils have a 3-year, basically no questions asked warranty. Anything goes wrong, we get you another set, no worries. Just as with the other coils we've been selling for over a decade, usually we won't have customers seeking replacements until 8 or even 10 years after they've installed their original ones. Here are some tools you'll need for the install. It'll vary by model. The easiest ones are probably the carbureted bikes. Maybe on that you'd really only need a Phillips head screwdriver and wire cutters. Probably the most complicated of all the models is what we call the ST framed monsters. That's the 620, the 800, the 2002 Monster 750, and 900 injected. That's where the one coil is underneath the airbox, like this one. So you're looking at probably one of the more tricky installs where you've got a 14mm wrench for the airbox support, an 8mm socket or wrench for the forward coil and for the airbox screw, the 3mm Allen for the left side cover, and then the rear coil. Obviously you need wire cutters, and then we use the flat tip screwdriver for the hose clamps on the airbox, and then I happen to just use the long pliers for just shoving the hose back in. You remove the seat, and you prop up the tank. One coil is here under the left side cover. It has 2 screws, one at the front and one at the back underneath. Remove the screws. Move the electrical connector. One of the blades are wider than the other one, so there's only one way these can mount up. And these are fitted to the frame via well nuts. And they can get compressed or break even, so we have replacements available. So we'll pull that off. And we'll take the spark plug cap. That thing was loose already. Take the spark plug cap off. So this is what the spark plug wires look like after they've been on for a while. And so if you find the plug cap is loose, you can just cut this back about 1/4 of an inch to get a fresh bite with the screw inside the cap. Bring in our coil. So we already fitted the wires to these coils. Thin connector, then the thick blade or wide blade. The spark plug cable we provide a bit longer than you need, so we just kind of get it close there and get it in there and cut it, and there we go. Push the boot on. We thread the spark plug cap on. Forward cylinder's coil is kind of hanging out underneath the airbox here. So we'll see how much fun that is to get out. So we'll pull the spark plug cap off, unwind it off the cable. You just want to see how it's routed so that when you replace it, you can run your cable in a similar manner. This one here just kind of goes over all that stuff. You can see where it's laying on the head and polish the metal. These nuts have an 8mm hex on them. And there's a washer, so make sure you catch them both. There's a screw holding the airbox on in the front. And we'll go ahead and pull off the airbox lid. Just pry these little clips out. Here I got the extra long screwdriver so you can see what I'm doing. And if you look in the airbox, there are two rubber hose pieces. There's one here and there should be one down in the front. Just kind of bend at them gently. And so if you really want this to go in, just kind of start shoving on them with a screwdriver. There we go. And if the other side doesn't want to come out, you can put a wrench on it and actually unthread it from the airbox. So normally I try to just pull harder, but and use yet another 8mm tool and replace this coil.